Hello, morning everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. We've had a few technical difficulties with YouTube this morning. So I'm not sure whether we are live on YouTube or not, but if you're watching on YouTube, and we are, can you let me know? Lovely. Apparently we are, but I'm not getting any messages through and I can't see anything on the screen. So do apologise if I'm not answering your questions and your queries. Hopefully that'll rectify itself. Anyway, we've got almost 400 of you there this morning. Can you hear and see me now? Morning, Sarah. I know I've missed a load of your messages, so I'll go back through those again later on. Early and late hours. Morning, Susan. Lois. Sorry, I'm here now. Although I'm frozen on my screen, I really don't know what's happening this morning. You can see me on YouTube. Lovely. I have no idea what's happening there then. So if you're watching on YouTube, I apologise because I can't see you. Couldn't find you. You can't hide from me. Oh, this is all rather strange. So anyway, how are you this morning? What are you up to? What have you been sewing? What have you been doing? No housework this morning, I'm hoping. Any new projects, any new skills you've been learning? Be lovely to hear from you. Hi Jen, hi Rose. You can see me on YouTube. Okay. I'll just carry on anyway. I'm going to do a bit of sewing in a minute. I just thought I'd check in with how you are. Cutting fabric for a pair of PJs, sunny in Somerset. Morning Harband. It's nice here actually. It's quite warm outside considering. Hi Leslie. Oh, I didn't make it poorly. No. Sewing green hearts for climate change. Oh, that's a lovely idea. Tulip blocks. Thank you very much, Karen. Oh, I hope you get better soon, Heather. Yeah, anyway, we'll carry on regardless. Apologies again if you're watching on YouTube. I cannot communicate with you and I don't know why. I keep refreshing but nothing's happening, but there you go. These things happen, I suppose. I just don't like missing the chat, you know, if somebody asks questions and things like that. Anyhow, I'm going to do a little bit of sewing from oh, there we go. I've just got you on YouTube, I think. Just sorry about this. Oh yes, Katrina first live. Oh lovely. Oh, I'm glad I've got you now. Hi from Alison in sunny Cornwall. Although my screen keeps freezing, so hopefully yours isn't. What a morning. Michelle's got a new overlocker. What I thought I'd do is a version of the mat carrier that I did in my Sewing Room Accessories book, this one, because I thought it might make a nice book carrier as well. So I'm going to make a smaller version of it, but it's really simple to make, quite quick as well, but it's one of those really handy projects. This is my Sewing Room Accessories book. I wanted to write a book with things to sew for you, so things that you're going to use in your sewing room. Oh, actually the press is really handy because I made it with a big square base so I can get it into the bottom of handbags. I make a lot of bags, you know. Morning Angela on YouTube. Morning Ellen. Just about to finish off number 6 and on to number 7. Nancy did a housework yesterday. I've got a frozen screen again. I don't know about you. Oh, Karen in Maryland, hello to you. Michelle's been doing a lot of reading and drawing. Michelle's got a broken leg. Oh, it seems really strange, Pamela, when you say love my Saturday nights with you when it's 11 o'clock in the morning here. Morning Mary, morning Beverly. Oh, Beverly, that's a coincidence, isn't it? Just to remind you as well, if you ordered, if you want a signed book, any of my books, if you go to my website and ask, I'll sign it for you. Half your club members get you 10% discount, remember, don't forget that. But we do have an offer for from Search Press, from my publishers. This is UK only, I'm afraid, because postage is so expensive to send it abroad. But I've got a code for you to use, and you get 20% off any of their books. So it doesn't have to be mine, any books that they have on the website. And the code is DD105. I shall write that down. So when you go through to checkout, put DD105 in, 20% off any book. And if you spend over £20, you get free postage as well. So there you go. Right. Tina's making Miss Messenger. You don't need to add a seam allowance to any of my patterns. It's always included, and it should say use 1/4 inch seam allowance, I think, for Miss Messenger. Hello, Regina in Germany. Morning, Kim. Karen, Denise. No, the ironing board, Denise, I made on a Facebook Live. I can explain really quickly how I made it, because it's ever so easy. I used corrugated cardboard, but I had some of the corrugation going this way and some of the corrugation going that way, so it will not bend. It's really sturdy. And there's about 4 pieces inside there. That's then wrapped in tin foil, and that stops the moisture going into the cardboard and helps the heat to come back up. Then I wrapped it up in just a wool wadding and then made a fabric sleeve and just dropped it in and hand sewed across the end. So it's really, really simple. I shall be using that shortly. Is that on their website or yours? That's their web. The offer is on the Search Press website. So if you go to searchpress.com and order directly from them, they send them out. They've done the offer. They've done everything. So it's purely a code, and then you go along there and get your 20% off. So it's again, it's DD105. I'll double check on that. I'm sure it's the more you say something, the more you think is that right? I'm sure it's DD105. Snow in Aberdeen. Oh, Glynis. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed your comment there, Glynis. That's a project from the Half Yard Club. Cleethorpes, it's wet there. Gosh. Right. So, what I've done, I'm going to do one bit out of cork. So that's going to be the front and the back of the bag. And then the lining, I'm using some of the new fabrics that we've got on the website. This is gorgeous. So that's going to be on the inside. And I'll give you the measurements in a second. The pockets, I've cut too long. They're going to have pockets on the front and on the back. And I'm going to have this fabric, or you might be there actually if you're watching on YouTube in the States. Tennessee, New Mexico, Montana, Alabama, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Missouri. Yell if you're there. Kentucky, Louisiana. Arkansas, not heard of that one. Minnesota, Ohio, Wisconsin, Georgia, Illinois. Bought a car from Illinois once. So that's going to be the pocket across the front, and it's got a lining, and I'm having that for the handles at the top as well. So what I've done, let me measure these for you. I've put H630 this time, so a fusible fleece on the wrong side. Now I didn't want to iron this, so morning Suzanne. I've used 505 spray, so it is a fusible fleece, but I've actually used 505, which is a temporary adhesive, and I've stuck it on, and that means I don't have to get my cork near the iron. And then I've cut one piece 13 inches by 12, sorry I'm not in centimetres, so that's 13 by 12, 2 pieces of that. My pocket is 6 inches wide, and I've just cut that to the length of the bolt, so cut in half. Whoops, each one of these is 22 inches. So I've got 2 of those, one for the front and one for the back, in 2 different fabrics. I've got 2 lining pieces. Those are the same measurement as the outside, so 13 inches that way, 12 inches that way. And then, hi Ruby in Tasmania. The straps are 14 inches wide by 15 inches long. So, morning from Iceland, wow. Oh, Brian in Ohio. Check you in. What's Ohio? I'm assuming these are the plants from the States. I've no idea what they are. And why Montana's got a bear and not a plant. Well, it looks like a koala. Morning, Regina in Germany. We're all over the place today, aren't we? Helen's just finished a convertible backpack. Lovely. I'm very well, thank you, Suzanne. Let me write it down. Morning Debbie in Queensland. Right, so my publishers are, bear with me a sec. They're called searchbest.com and the code is DD105. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, won't you? Let me put that onto YouTube as well. Search, I'll do it all one word, press.com, and it's DD105. There you go. But it is UK only, I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that, but it'd cost you a fortune to have the book shipped abroad. The state flowers, yeah. So Montana obviously hasn't got a flower, so they gave it a bear instead. Cebu City, where's that, Malin? I don't know where that is. Everything's on slight delay here. We've had quite a morning this morning, Sarah. Hi, Jan in Georgia. Did we have a Georgia? Anyway, let's get started. You can come back in a minute. So, the first thing I'm going to do is cut off the corners here. So, let's do one piece at a time like so. And there's my scissors. I'm going to trim off the top two corners here, but I don't want to have the corners trimmed off so low that the pocket overlaps it. So I'm just going to measure with the pocket there in place. And let's take this. We'll go down 3 inches on each side. So I'm just going 1/2 inches across the top here. And we'll draw a line across there. Oh, Chris, I'll ignore your grumpy face then, Christine. But thanks for letting me know. Arriving from just got in from a very wet Norfolk is Caroline. I'm coming and going this morning. I do apologise. I've no idea what's happening. Linda, if you've ordered your books from me, I haven't got them yet. They're launching. This is my dressmaking book, which is launching on launching on Sewing Street tomorrow at 8 o'clock. There have been some books going out from Amazon apparently already, but any other retailer, we can't get hold of them until Sewing Street's actually done their launch. As soon as I get them in, they're going to be straight off in the post. I don't know why I keep freezing. I do apologise. We've got an excellent internet connection. I've no idea what's going on. Enjoy, Stephanie. Stephanie's going to be busy. Now you've got no sound. Oh, I've got sound here. Yvonne's got her book. I'm going to use the piece that I've just cut as a template for all of the other pieces, because that's going to be easier than measuring and marking every single time. So let's whip off those corners on the 2 outer pieces, and then we'll do the same on the lining. Definitely come in, Linda. As soon as I get them, they'll be out. Hi, Cher. Because I've got another book coming out in April. Should have shown you really, shouldn't I? So I'm using the same outside as a template to just chop off those corners again. Anne's been making the backpack. She loves it. Morning, Shirley. The bag divider. Oh, that was on YouTube last week, wasn't it? Thank you, Naima. Right, so now what we're going to do is, let's make the straps up first of all. So I'm going to get the iron out. Beverly, the next book is actually a compilation. It should be out in April, and it's called Half Yard Summer. So there's projects taken from lots of my half yard books, and all put together in one big bumper book. It's a huge one. So if you've got all of the half yard books, then I wouldn't buy it. But there are 5 new projects in there, and I think they're doing it for £10.99, and it's a huge book. There's going to be a few of them actually, so there'll be half yard, spring, summer and autumn coming up as well. They like to keep me busy down there. Oh, Melanie, I'm glad you've got them quickly. Morning, Hannah in Hamburg. Karina, these are actually core bond scissors. Oh, they're very sharp. Core bond precision, those ones are called. Right, so these are going to be the handles. So I want to see the note, Lisa. I did take some pictures of some fabrics for you and forgot to send them. I was halfway through sending you a message, and helps if I turn it up. I got distracted, so I shall send you some fabric pictures later. Hi Tasnim. Mary's making a Shelley bag. We're all having a problem this morning, Helen. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Everything's okay here. Sewing Room Secrets. The one that's coming out tomorrow will be the 3rd one. Yes, Lindsay, this is a lovely little iron. It's a Prim mini iron. I haven't got any water in it at the moment, but it does give a really nice steam as well. But it's handy to have next to where you're sewing. For jobs like this, you know, I don't know about you, but I've got a rather large steam generator iron which takes a while to heat up, and it's heavy, so I can't move it, and I have to go into another room to do the ironing, so this is just handy. I don't even have to get up. All I'm doing here, by the way, is folding to crease the centre of the handle, and then folding the 2 outer pieces to the centre. So with it being a 4-inch width, the handle's actually going to end up being 1 inch across. I am Elizabeth. It's the Prim mini iron. It's fabulous. I have a couple of them. This is my TV iron. The other one, the dog chewed. So all the rubbery bit at the front all got chewed up, but it still works fine. It just doesn't look very pretty. June, thank you. The cushions with the houses, that's my wonky. I've been doing a wonky street yesterday actually. They're my wonky street cushions, and those are member projects for the Half Yard Club. So there's winter and autumn at the moment. I think that's autumn behind me, and I've just been working on spring. You know what I did? Well, you don't, because I haven't told you. I'm just going to sew down each side as we're chatting. My stitches weren't perfect. So I tightened up the presser foot pressure dial and carried on with my free motion embroidery like a good one, and I did loads of it, and then when I took it out, all the stitches were really tight and puckered up because I hadn't adjusted the presser foot pressure. I'd adjusted the tension. I whacked it right up to 9, and then let's start all over again. Yes, spring will be, I need to do a little bit of hand embroidery on it. I'm going to put lots and lots of flowers, so spring is going to be the March project. Karina's got one of these. Hello, Diane in Cortland in New York. Yes, Jean, you can sew through 505, that's what it's been designed for. I never use any kind of adhesive that's been designed for paper, but if it's been designed for fabric, then it's going to be absolutely fine. It's not going to gunk up your needle or anything. And 505 is a temporary spray or basting spray, so it disappears after a while. So you can use it on things like quilts, which is fantastic. Doesn't matter how big it is, so you just spray, put it down, put the top down, you can peel it back. It's great for applique as well, but after a few days it disappears, so you don't need to wash it out or anything like that, so it's not a permanent one. I tell you what, Sharon, my shoulders build up tension as well. I'm really conscious if I'm doing free motion embroidery that I'll start doing this, and then I get really tight shoulders. Oh, Harpent, I'm still here. Oh, thank you very much, Helen. Next. Not next question. I got it from next. Hazel's got all my books. Oh, thank you. My volume is fine. Just looking at my mic auxiliary. My volume's fine here, Naima. Can you turn me up a bit? YouTube sound not going in time with the picture. I think that's an internet thing again, isn't it? I shall look into this for next week. The book I'm demonstrating from Ange is my Sewing Room Secrets. It's one of the Love to Sew books. It's been out for quite a while. But I was saying earlier, I wanted to design projects for yourself, for your sewing room that you're going to use. Of course you can make them for other people or sell them if you want to, but I just thought we'd have a little bit of sewing room indulgence. Best one. Oh, sorry. You're having a conversation between yourselves, don't want to butt in. Right, so I'm literally just top stitching down either side of that, so nothing particularly exciting to see. Oh, Iris, I've never had I tell you what, I've never hit my finger with a needle, but the screw that holds the needle in place, that gives you quite a bash if it hits you. Oh, the basket with the tulips. If you have a look on my website, I made that last week, Nick. That's Debbie Shaw Sewing. Hayley's late. We were talking about you, Hayley. Right. So I'm going to put. Let's do the pocket next. There's lots of straight line sewing in this, so do bear with me. So I've got a lining and an outer, and I'm going to sew the two together into a tube. These are too long, so I'll need to cut them down. So I'm just going to put right sides together and sew across the top and across the bottom. Sarah, housework? A Saturday morning? It's unheard of, you rebel. Right, so line up the raw edges, and I'm just using about 1/4 inch seam allowance. 600, I know, we get busier and busier every week, don't we? We've got quite the little club going on here. I can't see how many are on YouTube at the moment, because I've still got a blank screen. Oh, I didn't make the tulips. No, I bought those. They're not oh, my husband bought me a big bouquet of tulips. Tulips are one of my favourite flowers. I love tulips. I love freesias. And he just came back from the shops the other day with a huge bouquet of like purple tulips. It's lovely. Filling up the kitchen. You're caught, Sarah. I know it was you. I know. Hi, Miriam in Italy. Cher's done the floor. Cher, don't you have a cleaner? You're far too posh to be doing your floors. With your frou-frou slippers on. Saturday morning treat. Margaret's got the quilting book. The QR code in the newer books to take the video tutorial. I've done that in I think we had 2 books with QR codes in them. And you know, not very many people actually watched them. I was quite surprised. No, the new book, Ange, is Sewing Room Secrets Essential Skills for Dressmakers. I was there anyway, wasn't I? I'll just show you quickly. Beginner's dressmaking book. If you're a dressmaker already, then you're not going to learn any from this. This is kind of demystifying jargon, giving you the basic information that you need about fabrics and interfacings, how to measure yourself, which is really important, and understanding patterns and symbols. So I wanted to basically get you sewing, and dressmaking is one of those things that a lot of people are just put off, or you don't understand it, or you make one thing wrong and you think, I'm not a dressmaker, I can't do it. There's some upcycling projects in here as well. No patterns, so I've used things like the t-shirt to make a dress from. There's a bit of alteration in there as well. But if you're new to dressmaking and you're all a bit baffled and bewildered, then that's the book. So it is available on Amazon. It's on pre-order on my website. I've no idea when I'm getting them in, but it should be any day. And it's launching on Sewing Street tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock as well. So you probably get them from Sewing Street first. Okay, right sides together again. Sew this one into a tube. I used to make excuse me. Oh, I used to make costumes for all of my kids actually when they were little. So who was that? Sarah. I used to lay them on the floor and draw around them. It's the easiest way to make a pattern. Put your arms out like that, draw around, cut it out. My eldest lad used to be really into warfare, but not just playing soldiers. He would reenact the American Civil War, and he wanted proper uniform to play in, not just something that you buy from Toys R Us. So that's how I used to make them. And then the younger one, what was he doing? He was into Teletubbies for a while. And Kim, my daughter, had every Disney outfit you can imagine, from Belle and Jasmine from Aladdin, Indian costume. Yeah, thanks Christina. Do you have to pay for Vimeo videos from QR? No, you don't. No, you don't ever pay for anything from a QR code. Hi Donna in South Carolina. Sunny in Bedfordshire, says Chris. Right, just sew down this second side. Oh, it's just started raining. Looking forward to getting the latest double offering. Right, okay. Lots of sewing in straight lines this morning. How do you stop? Put a pin. Really? I've not heard of that one before, Jean. Because they droop ever so quickly, don't they, tulips? Raspberry and apple tea, Janet. Right, I'm going to turn this the right side out and press it. Hi, Bev. Morning, Chris. Morning, Janice. 4 by 15 inches. The handles were 4 by 15 inches. Yes. So did I say 14? They'd be big handles, wouldn't they? Yeah, 4 by 14. So these are the pockets. These are 22 by 6 inches. So I'm going to iron these, but what I'm going to do is to roll the top over so I get a border across the top. And then we'll iron it. I'm making a book bag. Oh, that one's gone. A teaspoon of bleaching water. Really? Really? Might try that. I'll try the pins and bleach. They'll last forever then, won't they? Let's do that. Sunny in Daventry. Hi, Buckle Bunny in Colorado. It's snowing in Colorado this morning. Thank you, Bernadette. Love having you here too. Okay, so do the same with this one. So I've just rolled it over again, so I've got that nice border. And we'll iron. So. Hope you and your... Yeah, we're doing fine, thank you, Nancy. So anybody new to sewing, is it something that you've discovered in lockdown maybe? I know a lot of people have. These poor tulips are going to have pins in them, bleach and aspirins. And paracetamol. Wow. Who knew? Bonsoir, Madame Debbie. Comment faire pour trouver vos livres? Je suis là. You can get them on Amazon. I'm sure you have Amazon in France. Oh, thank you. Oh, I try. Thank you. That's Samir. Bonsoir. Why is it bonsoir? Is it? It's because it's not evening in France, is it? Are you in France? You just speaking French? I am making a book holder, Lisa. Right. I'm going to stitch just. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just across the top there. Just to hold them together. So I'll lengthen the stitch a little bit. And I'm just going to sew just underneath the seam. I find that easier than trying to sew exactly along the seam like stitching in the ditch, because sometimes you get a little bit wobbly. Don't follow the line exactly, so I find that easier. Black burnt on H640 on my iron. Now then, will paracetamol work on that? That seems to have been a tip quite a few people have said. If you've got one of the the big hard tablets, use tweezers so you don't burn yourself. Put the iron on hot and rub the paracetamol tablet over it. That may work. Or you can buy iron cleaners on sticks, can't you? And just rub it on. Have a look on Amazon. Right. Okay, then we're going to put the pockets over the front of the bag. Whereabouts in the US is he from, Janet? Hopefully it's somewhere on here. Okay, so let's position this, and we'll have that 2 inches from the bottom. Oops. There we go. So you kind of run your fabric. That's a little bit. Let's do that. Go to the measurement here and then just guide your fabric up against the measurement there. Don't look at the needle is a big tip if you're new to sewing, because you tend to watch the needle, not where you're feeding the fabric in. So as long as you're watching this area, not here, you should be able to feed that in a straight line. Otherwise you can put a thick elastic band all the way around, and then you've got something to bump this up to. Or, let's see if I've got one here. You can buy, seam guides that stick to the plate. We've got them on the website. They stick to the plate and they're about 1/4 of an inch thick, and you literally bump your fabric up against it as you're sewing. Right, so I've pinned just down, just a couple of pins. I'm going to sew just down one side here. I've overlapped it a little bit because it wasn't quite straight at the end. So I'll trim that back in just a second. We're trimming this off here. And like so. Oh, a bit more than that. Right. And then I'm going to make the pockets. Now you can make these any size you like. So I'm going to do one little crease here. And then we'll have another one there. Make sure you've still got this flat at the bottom there. And then let's match that one up there. Just looking for bins. Oh, that's a good idea. Aileen had flowers, tulips delivered with bulbs on the end of them. Now I'm just trying to match this up so that my pockets are going to be even each side. Actually, that is a good length there. So that there and that there. So there's no kind of sums involved in this. You can have your pockets wherever you want them, to the size that you want them. You don't have to put the pleats in like this to make them deeper, but it does add a little bit of depth to them. That'll do. Couple of pins in there. So everyone's gone cork crazy at the moment, Cher. We're selling so much cork on the website you wouldn't believe. Thanks, Elizabeth. Don't know what's up with YouTube this morning. I had a real problem with it. I think that's fine. Oh, there you go. I thought I was going to have to trim that down, but it matches perfectly. Okay. Just make sure that's still 2 inches from the bottom. And I'm going to sew the second side in place then. And that's really close to the edge. I'm just going to rearrange that pocket because I want them to be symmetrical. So that's going to go there. Sunny and blue skies in Warminster. So the centre one's going to be smaller and that one's going to be bigger. That's more like it. Hi, Melissa in North Carolina. Oh, we do in fact, we do Facebook. I've done Facebook every week for a long, long time. But YouTube is, well, I've just figured out how to do it. So we're going to be doing Facebook and YouTube live every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. Oh, good. I'm glad everything's okay. Sorry, Alan, thanks for letting me know. So I've got that. So I could, while we're here, just give that a quick press so I know that they're going to stay in place. And then put the iron down somewhere where I'm not going to burn myself. I'm going to sew straight across the bottom. So I'm trying to show you an easy way of doing this without getting the calculator out and working out exact pocket sizes and things like that. So if you've got more time, you could sew down each one of the pleats before you sew the pocket on, that would be. So straight across the bottom. Like so. Morning dawn. Then I'm going to take out my pins. Get back in there. And I'm just going to open these out and sew straight down the centre. So if you wanted to measure, draw a line down there first of all, then you can do. That'll help you sew in a straight line. So again, let's open the pleats out, reverse backwards at the top and sew straight down. And we'll do that in between all of the pockets. So again, make sure you reverse at the top to make the seam stronger. And so straight down. Lois is getting the flippers on. And then we'll do the side bits as well. Just as far as you can. And the same on this side. Oh, hello UCF Mum. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. Thank you, Gina. Hello, Yvette in Spain. Sorry if I'm missing any of your comments. We're getting so many and I'm juggling 2 screens at the same time, so trying to say hello to everybody. There we go, that's what we've got there. But I do go through all of your comments afterwards, so it would be rude not to. And you've got a nice little kind of gusset shape in those, so it'll you can actually fit things in it. So that's on the one side. Where are we? I'm going to do patch pockets on the other side because you might not want to spend all of that time fiddling around getting that done. And we've been here for 3/4 of an hour already, and I want to finish this. So this time I'm not going to put any gussets in these at all. We will have the pocket 2 inches from the bottom again. like that. Couple of bins in there. 719 now, Harbant. How busy are we? And how many is on YouTube? Can't see. Hello, Sylvia in Germany, and oh, Deborah in Poughkeepsie. Not heard of that one either. Welcome along. Lynn in Greater Manchester. Okay, now this time, do I have a heat erasable pen? No, is that heat? No, that's a biro. Is that heat? Air. What I would do here is draw on where I want my pockets to be. Actually, that's quite good there. So if I do 3 pockets, then I'm going to draw 2 lines here. So my centre pocket is wider than the 2 side pockets. You could do lots of narrow pockets for pens if you wanted to. And I'm using an air erasable pen for that, so I must be careful not to iron over the top of it, else it becomes permanent. So let's sew down the sides first of all. Then we'll go straight across the bottom. Sarah's sewing birthday presents. That's okay. I've put my pocket on the other way around, haven't I? I decided to put the pocket on the other way around on this side. So on this one I've got the flowers, and on this one I've got the states, and on this one I've got the flowers. Works for me. Set's falling apart. And down the last side here. So the side ones I'm sewing within the seam allowance, so right up to the edge. And then we'll sew the pockets in place straight over that line. Now an air erasable pen can take anywhere from 3 hours to a couple of days to disappear, but just make sure that you don't iron over the pen mark because it will become permanent. They do look like sheep. Morning, Brenda. In Kentucky. What time is it in Kentucky? I wouldn't have thought you were sleeping in. She's making a book bag, Sue. Right, so let's trim the end off there. And these little ropey bits. Okay, then the handles are going on. So these are going to go on the top, not too close to the edge, so don't put them there because you're going to have a seam allowance here and the whole handle will get trapped inside it. So at least your seam allowance away from that corner. So I'm going to go for about 1/2 inch and we'll pin that. Ruth's son's making a hoodie. Oh, making your son a hoodie. It's times like that with 24 pattern pieces, Ruth, that I'm just grateful for ASOS. Thank you, Dorothy. I'm going to be doing some more curtain making on YouTube, actually. A YouTube video for a crossbody bag with a recessed zip. I don't, I'm afraid. So again, the same distance in there. The fabric hazel is on my website. It's debbieshawsewing.com. Oh, Kim, Bobbin's fine. She's not using her leg as much as she should be, but it's all kind of healed up now. She seems back to normal, but she's still going to physio. That's my dog, if anybody didn't know. She had an operation on her leg. So I've got that, so I'm just going to again sew across the top within the seam allowance. That's Kimberly Hine, my daughter's got a beady eye on this fabric. Well, you buy it, order twice as much and you can have it. It goes really well with the cork, I think, as well. But you know, it's so nice when you, I mean, it's lovely to see a fabric that you like, you know, that's really pretty. But it's so nice when you get fabric home and you feel it and you think, oh, that is so nice. And that's what we did when this arrived. It was just, oh yes. You know, and you can just tell a really lovely quality fabric. That's what you get. Is there a video help for the caravan caddy? I'm afraid not. I don't have a video for that one, Christina. I don't have a dog doorstop pattern. Right, so that's how we're going to look like that. Now let's put the whole thing together. So I'll take one of the lining pieces and put that right sides down. And I'm going to go sew from the corner here, up the side, across the top and back down the other side. And I think we'll have some clips instead of pins this time. Because it's getting quite thick. So just line up the edges here. And here. Then we'll have one across the top. Yeah, I think she's just taken a long time, Alex. I mean, it's been over 3 months now since she had the operation. They said it'd take about 3 months to recover, but it's just her legs got a little bit thin where she's not using it so much. Okay. So, back tack at the end there. Let's see what I'm doing. Oh, the rain's coming down heavy outside. You might hear it in a bit. Can you join Bozel? Yes, you can join Bozel. If you just put it up against itself, against the other piece, and zigzag stitch over it, that should join it. Actually, Bozel do a tape specifically for joining waddings and interfacings. We don't have any on the website. I can't remember what it's called, but they do one. No, Lisa, she had an operation. She had a, I can't remember what it was called, the operation. She tore a ligament in her back leg. So she had to have an operation to mend it. I'm going to be making some curtains on YouTube. It's not going to be soon, Annabelle. I have a long-term plan. I just don't have enough days in the week at the moment. I'm just going to sew the same on this side. So again, right sides together, just around the top bit. So let's have some clips in there. And this side, where's my clips gone? There we go. No bobbin today, Linda. She's no way she's going to come out in this. It's very muddy outside as well. I know, Gina. I know. I do normally have one delivered to me. Gary did say, I'll bring you a cup of tea, a cup of coffee in a bit, he said, and I think he's gone and forgotten. Because I do like a few coffees in the morning. They're all decaf, so I'm not going to be hyper. I can't tell the difference, to be honest. I thought it... if I can't tell the difference between decaf and calf, I just thought I'd be better off drinking the decaf, really. Did you like a coffee? Right, into that corner and back down this side. And a little reverse at the end. So I haven't gone right up to the edge here. I've started the seam allowance in across the top like so. So let's just cut across the corners here, and that's going to make everything a little bit more pointy when I turn them the right side out. Like so not through the stitches, but quite close to them. We've got quite a long garden, Elizabeth. So it did look like we're having an outdoor wedding with a canopy all the way down to the house, but that would be a good idea. I think an umbrella might be cheaper. Right, what I'm going to do now is to sew these together. So open out the lining from the outer bag, flip them over right sides together, and I'm going to sew from the point where I started sewing here all the way around the back. So lining out of the way, match up those seams on the end there, and sew. So try not to overlap the stitches, so you're starting to sew at exactly that point, and away we go. What's going on with my foot pedal? So stop with your needle down when you get to the corner and carry on. Oh, Heather. Lily, what are you going to make from your cork fabric? It's ever so easy to work with. We've got loads of it on the website. Kim ordered some new, I think this is one of the new ones. This is the embossed look. So it's got flowers on it, but it looks like it's embossed, but it's not, it's really smooth. But I think cork's a lovely fabric to work with because, well, for several reasons. It looks really nice. It's actually waterproof. So it's great for bags or bag bottoms, is a good idea. And it's sustainable. So if you're aware or environmentally conscious, then cork is a great fabric to work with. So I'm going right, matching the seams at the top again, right back up to that point of the seam there, and reverse back. Oh, Claire's burnt her finger. Oh, while it's healing there, give you thinking time as to what you're going to make. So I've just snipped off the corners again there, and then we're going to sew around the lining, but we need to leave a gap in this bit. So we're going to fold this bit back. And the same on, look at this, like a fabric magnet, and fold that bit back. So these two bits out of the way, and we're going to sew from this point here all the way around. Jane, the cork's already pre-cut in 1/2 metre lengths. So I think it's 150 centimetres wide, so it's quite a wide strip, but it's already pre-cut, I'm afraid. So down to the bottom here. And oh, thank you. 385. Oh, thank you for that. That's really exciting, Michelle, because I don't think we've ever had that many on YouTube watching all at once. Oh, welcome along if you're new. Christine, this is the Elna 570A. It's a lovely little machine, but it's really, I mean, it's small. It's a compact machine, but it's got, how many stitches are on it? It's got 100 stitches, and it's got the alphabet as well. It's a really lovely machine. So I'm sewing again right up to that point where I started there. Yes, Sonny, I've got a Roman blind video on YouTube already. It's one of the most popular videos that I've done, but I'm going to be doing a different style of Roman blind. That's in the plan. Right, so 303, wow. Now I'm going to turn the whole thing through. Yeah, Genoma's in the house. It's too heavy to carry down here. That's the machine I use for sewing, basically. And this one's just down here because I don't want to carry it backwards and forwards to the house. It seems I am permanently borrowing it from my daughter. It is my daughter's sewing machine. She might not get it back. The bag in the back matches the kimono. Oh, it kind of does, doesn't it? Right, let's push out those corners. Show you what I'm doing. Geordie's lost her shoujo. Jan has lost her sojo. I've written a poem about that. I should have brought it down to show you, or to read to you. Well, hopefully after watching this, you're going to get it back again. Samantha, I can't actually give you the discount code, because everybody's going to use the discount code and it's for members only. But if you have a look on the Half Yard Club website and go to the offers page, so where all of the chapters are across the top, go to the right hand side and it'll say offers, and you've got lots and lots of offers on books and things. Keep scrolling down and down and down and down until you get to, I think it was last February it went on, until there's a picture of a yellow bag, and it says at the side of it, if you click on the side of it, it'll give you that discount code. If you can't find it, send me a message with your member number on Facebook, and I'll let you know what it is. No, Gillian, it wasn't a birthday present. It was just a present. Oh, I wouldn't take a birthday present offer. I'm just sewing the hole closed at the bottom. I wasn't even telling you what I was doing there. So I've sewn the hole closed that was in the lining. Then we're going to push the lining inside here, like that. I'm just going to iron. Oh, drop my ironing board on the floor. I'm just going to iron around the top. Oh, if you could see what's going on down here. So let's pull this out here. This is why I wanted all of those seams matching up. So where we started and stopped sewing all on the same spot, so that it makes it nice and neat there. Let's snip that off there. Jan, I'm just using a regular universal needle, nothing special. It's not a tough fabric at all. If you're sewing lots of layers, so as in you've got wadding on the back, or you're using bosal, or you're sewing it together with some very thick fabric, then I should have pushed those out first, really, shouldn't I? Then use a denim needle, but it's nothing special. So you don't need a walking foot. Just poking those corners out. That's it. And then I'm just going to iron it from the inside. It doesn't like a lot of heat. So if you need to iron from the top, use a pressing cloth. I'd prefer you ironed from the back, because it can be quite creased up when you get it home, because it's folded up quite small. And you could just give it a blast of steam. You can steam it from the front if you wanted to. I mean, it will damage eventually. I'd rather you didn't iron it from the front. So let's press in there. And here. And then I'm going to top stitch around the top. It's really quick, Christine. The most time consuming thing, I think, is arranging all the pockets. And I think maybe, depending on what you're going to use it for, it would benefit from pockets on the inside as well. Because I was thinking I had a little bit of fabric left over, didn't I, when I put the patch pockets on? That could be used as an inside pocket. Must remember to switch my iron off. Yes, denim needle, same as jeans needle, same thing. They're just strong needles, so not specifically for denim or for jeans. They're just strong needles, so for thick fabrics they're ideal. Hello, Michelle from Malta. Right, longer stitch for top stitching. We'll take this off, and I'm going to top stitch all around the top. So make sure the handles are out of the way. And away we go. So it's not like the same with the laminate fabric, is the cork, where if this was laminated I wouldn't be able to sew it like this, because the plastic side is stick to the foot, so I'd need a special foot. So either a non-stick foot or a walking foot would be fine. But with the cork it's just like ordinary fabric. Really simple to sew. So let's right down into the corner. Don't worry about all of this here, just push it out of the way. Just want to make sure my stitches are sitting flat. Down to the seam and around we go. And this helps to give a nice crisp finish to the bag. I love top stitching. I think it gives something, a really professional finish. but it also helps to keep the lining stuck to the outer bag. Sarah's just joined us. I've used H630 with this one, Sarah, and I used 505 spray. So I didn't even iron it, I didn't bother fusing it. Because the cork's waterproof, the steam isn't going to go through it, so don't iron it from the top. If you do want to iron it, do it from the back, and you'll just put your iron up and down on top. Don't push it, just up and down and give it a bit of steam, and that should help it. But I didn't even bother with this one. Right, I think we're about finished. Oh, good, Jean, well done you. The pattern for this one, it's not a pattern, it's instructions, is in Sewing Room Secrets. I'll show you that again. No, it's not. It's in Sewing Room Accessories. There you go. So 3 deep pockets on the front, and then on the back 3 patch pockets. You make those any size you like. And if you wanted to put more pockets on the inside, I think that would be a jolly good idea. Karen, don't we have Bosal in stock? We do have some stock. It will be back in stock in about half an hour. So if you are using it as a book bag, the bag that I made in the book was designed for, let me show you, for a cutting mat. So you can make it to the size of your cutting mat. So and that was the same technique of just rolling that fabric around. But again, if you wanted to add more pockets, that's fine. I think that would be a nice idea. Didn't make me blouse, Carrie, but I should be on commission from next for this. So anyway, that's that one. If you you can order, if you wanted it from my website, from my website, which is Debbie Shaw Sewing. And I'll sign the book if you want to. Don't forget to use your members discount if you are a Half Yard Club member. But don't forget, we do have that discount code DD105. Have a look. If you just don't, just scroll right back to the beginning of all of the messages. Because if you go to Searchpress's website, you're going to get 20% off. Would make a nice gift, wouldn't it? I'm thinking as well, it could be nice storage to hang on the back of a door in your craft room, just to keep your bits and bobs in there as well. Debbie Webby. Roll the cork up when you get it. Oh, thank you, Hazel. I haven't tried that one. That's a good idea. Thank you, Diane. Have you tried Amazon? Oh, sorry, that wasn't for me. Oh, you're watching. Michelle's in the Texas Panhandle, the very top of Texas. Wow. And who was that? From Malaysia. NQMN. Just joined. Did I miss a lot? You can always watch it back again. The video is going to be here forever. The fabric is, I'm using cork fabric, and I can't remember what. Is that American States? I can't remember what it's called. It's brand new on the website. If you go to debbieshawsewing.com, there's the videos, and then just underneath there it says, I think it's new in, so that the fabrics will be in there. Oh, I'll tell you what else we've got, which I wanted to show you just before we go. We've been asking what kind of fabrics you'd like on the website, and we get an awful lot of requests for dressmaking and stretch fabrics. So we've got some new jerseys in, and they're really lovely jerseys. You know, sometimes when you stretch a jersey, it goes all see-through and thin. This isn't. So ideal for making tops or leggings or any kind of leisure outfit kind of thing. It's a really lovely quality. But what I wanted to show you, we've got a few of those and they're brand new, but we've also got ribbing. Now I didn't we need to do a new picture of the ribbing in the black, because it just looks like a black picture. But this is it comes to you in a tube. So it's exactly the same colour if you go for this one as the jersey, but it's knitted in a rib, so it has more of a recovery. So this is what you're going to use around neckbands and cuffs and waistbands. So it comes in a tube. You don't have to use it as the whole tube. You can cut into it, of course, but that's how it comes. But it has, again, it's got lots of stretch, but it pings back again. And I think that's really nice if you're going for the same colour and then you've just got that really professional finish around the top and the bottom, and that's by the 1/2 metre. So if you saw that on the website and you think, oh, why on earth would I want a tube of jersey, that's what it's for. It's knitted into a rib, not the same knit as the jersey fabric. Okay, well, I'm just about done. Don't know what to do for the rest of the day today. I think I might finish my Wonky Street cushion. Thank you for letting me know about that, Michelle. Oh, it disappeared up there. QLD, Queensland in Australia. Thank you, Colleen. Lynn, you can buy the cork fabric off my website. We've got loads of it on there, lots of different styles. That's debbieshawsewing.com. It's not fleece backed. It's I'll show you. But it's a good heavy weight of jersey. So that's the front, which is the nice smooth side, and that's what it's like on the back. But it's so when you stretch it, it doesn't go all thin. It's lovely. Thank you, Jennifer. Heather's going to watch a film or two. I might see if there's a Columbo one. I do like a Columbo. The book isn't new, Julie. It's been out for a while. I just thought I'd revisit some of the, sometimes you just run out of ideas. I thought I'd just revisit some of the projects. On a Saturday morning, we like to do something quite quick. So I'm here for about an hour every week. So I like to sew something for you, but it's got to be something that I can complete within an hour. So I've just been going through all projects and looking at things that I think that I could do in an hour. Need to come and spend time in the States. I would love to spend time in the States. Not been there very often. I've not actually got any further than Florida, to be honest. So I'm just catching up with everybody before we go. Free motion embroidery. We could do that. Should we do some free motion embroidery next week? I shall look for a project. You'll have to remind me. That's what I was going to do. I think I've got free motion foot on that one. Yes, that's I'll show you. Excuse me. I'll lean back. These are actually little bottles. This is the quilted cork fabric. There's two on the website. Two quilted ones on the website. One slightly paler. This is the dark one. The paler one's a PU. But it's got a backing on it because it's quilted, so I haven't used any stabilizer or anything or any foam in here, and it stands up all by itself. So yeah, free motion, free motion, free motion. Oh, looks like we're doing that dressing table mat with free motion embroidery. That's a nice idea. The pattern for a brush roll in a half-yard book. Oh, is there? I have this book is my 23rd. I'm forgetting which is in which book, I'm afraid. Right, well, I shall see you on Sewing Street tomorrow morning if you're around. It'd be nice to have your company. You can watch on YouTube and you can watch on Facebook as well, and I shall be there from 8 o'clock all the way through to 1 o'clock, launching the book at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's actually going to be my last day presenting on Sewing Street. I've decided there aren't enough days in the week, and I'd like to spend more time coming up with projects and working more on the Half Yard Club. So I will be going back again occasionally and covering holidays and sickness and things like that. And I'll be bringing you some products as well, hopefully too. But as a regular presenter on a Sunday, that's going to be my last one. So let's make it a good one. Come along and join me if you can. On Wednesday at 2 o'clock, we have a live session on my website on debbieshawsewing.com. And again, I'll make something, making a scissor keeper next Wednesday. So if you can join me then, that would be lovely. If not, I shall see you again on next Saturday here at 11 o'clock in the morning on YouTube and on Facebook. It would be lovely to have your company again. So you go and take care. You can, 1 o'clock. You've got 3/4 of an hour before you can get on with some housework, and go and get sewing and stay safe and look after yourselves. And I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.